Hey guys, Natsu here. A couple of things real quick. Number one, I'm probably going to get a lot of crap from the rest of the crew for doing this first and foremost so early in the morning. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning here. I've been up most of the night because my sleep schedule is, I don't even know what it is anymore. It's ridiculous. That's the best description I can give for it. And I just finished watching episode 364 of Naruto Shippuden, and I kind of really wanted to talk about that, and I wanted to be able to talk about it while it was still fresh in my head. I could have waited till later to talk about it with other people, and I was actually trying to get Gray on, but you know he's got stuff he's got to do too, and this was such short notice on my part that it's nobody's fault if nobody can get on, and so it's just my fault. This whole thing's just my fault. We'll get that out of the way. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about the episode. So if you haven't done that yet, you need to jump over on Crunchyroll and check it out. It's an amazing episode. There will be a lot of spoilers, so I really, really recommend that you stop right now, go check out the episode on Crunchyroll, then come back. If you want to check it out, if you don't have a Crunchyroll account and you still want to check it out, well, it's really easy to do. Just go to crunchyroll.com/ftpodcast, sign up for a 30-day free trial for all the anime and manga you could possibly get your hands on. And yeah, check it out that way. Dude, the whole thing about the Fairy Tale Podcast, we're all about supporting the legal and official ways to check out your favorite anime and manga. That's what we're all about here. All right. So that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this. Oh my God! All right, first and foremost, I want to preface by saying that I just recently caught up to episode 8, which is the most recent episode of Game of Thrones season 4 right now. And you know how much death there is in Game of Thrones. This episode of Naruto did in 24 minutes what Game of Thrones has to do in 4 seasons and has a higher body count. First and foremost, okay. So from this part on out, if you don't know about the episode, spoiler is going to happen because I'm going to start listing off the names of different characters that may be important to you that died. So again, go watch the episode now. Tell me what you think in the comments below. All right. So there's a couple things I loved, and I mean, there's a couple things I disliked, and a lot of stuff that I really, really loved. At first, I was wondering why. Because they did the whole thing with the Jubi in its second form and everything, and it's raining down hell on everybody, and it's firing off all those Biju bombs, and I know that one of them is going, like one of them, they're going to be hitting the HQ, the Ninja HQ for the Joint Shinobi Ninja, and that's where Ino and Shikamaru's father are, and I like that version in the manga better because they just kind of skipped right over it. It was sad for me because, like, you know, Shikaku actually had like last-minute dialogue. I don't remember how it played out in the manga because it's been so long ago, but I was pretty sure that you got a mental exposition. You got like final parting thoughts from Inoichi and Shikaku to their children, and it was before all this. It was before like hell started really raining down. Like this was your first indicator that you know that characters that you know and love are not safe. I mean, we've had this before with Jiraiya, Asuma, Itachi, the third Hokage. There's been important characters that have died, and that's just something that we know about in Naruto. And not everybody's invincible. There's only probably 2 characters in the entire show that have plot shield, and that's basically Sasuke and Naruto. But I was really kind of disappointed and wondering why they skipped over it, and then like almost just barely over halfway through the episode, Neji gets killed, and that made me realize, holy crap! Not only are they're going really fast through this stuff, and I was like, look, if they just kind of lightly gloss over Neji's death, I'm gonna be pissed. Like beyond pissed, but actually it really, really made up for it. I was glad to finally get to see Neji's death. I was looking forward to, but not looking forward to Neji's death in the anime, because Neji's such a good character, and like when he died in the manga, dude, there was a severe reaction from all of us on Konoha Corner, and just the Naruto fan base in general. Like there was a lot of love for Neji, and it was cool, like getting to see it. You don't realize how much like a character is important to different people until you see the reaction from that character dying. Like the outcry of respect for Neji after that. It was just crazy. Um, I mean, wow. Just. But thankfully they didn't do that. Neji got his moment to say goodbye, kind of in the same way that he did in the manga. They didn't add a lot of extra, but just basically having the music there, and actually hearing all the Seiyu delivering those lines, it definitely carried a much bigger impact emotionally than I think the manga could have conveyed. All right, we move on. Obito's giving his big speech about how, you said you won't let any of your friends die. Look around you. And then he looks behind him, and you just see hundreds of dead ninja behind him. And you're just like, holy crap. Like, oh my God, the amount of dead people. Like, obviously, you didn't see quite that much in the manga because, the time frame and the limitation that he has to get each chapter out weekly, he can't do that many. Even it doesn't matter how many assistants you have, there's only so much you can pack into 2 tiny pages if you're doing a full page. I can't remember if it was like a full page image or not, but seeing it animated, huge impact of all the dead ninja behind him, and Obito keeps doing his thing, and it ends with Hinata giving her speech to Naruto, telling him, basically, get your shit together, kid. Which is always a good thing to tell Naruto. It's like, don't listen to that idiot. Get your shit together. You know who you are. Your friends have your back. Let's do this. I mean, I am doing not even a Cliff Notes version. I'm doing a horrible kind of half-assed translation, but it's 7 in the morning, so I don't care. But yeah, I really was happy with the way this all worked out, and I'm definitely looking forward to the next episode. I already saw the preview. Let's see, Sasuke and Orochimaru show up in Konoha, so I know what's going on there, and I definitely know what's going on with the ending of the episode. Actually showed Naruto and Hinata holding hands, and Hinata gaining the Kyuubi cloak, the Nine-Tail cloak, and in the next episode you start to see as Naruto is kind of playing the pass it on game and giving everybody the Kyuubi cloak. So that's going to be really cool, seeing everybody with the Kyuubi cloak next episode. All right, so that's where I'm going to stop with just this review of the anime, and I'm going to move on to talking about how things that I want to see currently in the anime that are happening right now in the manga, things that I'm looking forward to. So if you just watched the anime and you're not current with manga, stop here. Just stop here. Let me know what you guys actually thought about the anime in the comments below. And yeah. All right, here we go. So this is the spoilerific part. Now, if you stayed, I hope to God you're caught up, at least up to what Shonen Jump has released officially on VizManga.com. There is a crap ton of stuff that I cannot wait to see. Let's see. I think the most recent thing was Black Zetsu. You find out is Kaguya, and Madara gets pierced through the chest. So if that's spoiler for you, sorry, but you should have paused. Anyway, moving on. Some of the things that I'm really looking forward to coming up is the fight between Obito and Kakashi in the alternate dimension, and how that's going to play out. I can't wait to see that animated. I hope it doesn't take as long as it did in the manga. I hope it's maybe like, I mean, if we can have 2, maybe 3 episodes out of it, I'd be really happy with that. But definitely, I think 3 episodes max is about what I'm really willing to just give to that. The backstory of how Madara and Hashirama met, when Sasuke goes and talks to the 4 Kage, that whole thing, I can't wait to see that. There's crazy amounts of fighting going on just with Naruto and the Joint Shinobi Army on its own, but there's also like the 5 Kage returning, the war really kicking into high gear, and Naruto and Sasuke coming to the forefront of the war. Sasuke showing up, says he's going to be Hokage, throws everybody for a loop. I definitely want to see the father-son moments between Minato and Naruto that I'm really, really looking forward to. There's a lot of really good stuff to look forward to. This is just like kind of the tip of the iceberg, but it definitely nails home the point. I think they really did a good job nailing home the point in this episode of the anime that, you know, hey, your favorite characters are not safe. I mean, there's a crap ton of people that when I was reading the manga, it looked like they were about to die, and I'm like, no. And obviously, we're talking manga here, so Guy Sensei, I was really, really surprised. I was expecting him to die when he opened up 8 gates. I was like, well, you're gonna go join Neji now, and I was like, damn it, Team Guy's gonna lose 2 members. It's just not fair. I was like, it was sad, and this was just a flippant comment in my head. I was like, well, the only person that can be there to honestly reassure each other, I'm shipping the crap out of Rock Lee and Tenten right now. Like, Guy Sensei still has a chance to just die, and if that happens, oh my God, Tenten's gonna have to really be there for Lee. Like, as much love as Tenten had for Neji, you know, Rock Lee not only saw him as a rival, but as kind of like, you know, a brother, almost in a way kind of parallel to Naruto and Sasuke, kind of how Naruto, you know, saw Sasuke at the beginning as kind of, you know, a rival, and then slowly, you know, a really close bond formed between them, and that's kind of the same feeling I got from Rock Lee and Neji, and of course with Rock Lee and Guy Sensei, oh my God, that's the way that Rock Lee looks up to Guy Sensei is beyond anything that I've seen in a lot of anime lately. That bond between them, between student and teacher, is crazy awesome. And if Guy Sensei dies, I have a feeling that may break Lee. And I think Tenten may need to be there to put the pieces back together, because I don't think Sakura is going to do that. All right, moving on to the big issue that everybody is probably going to talk about. We're going to hear the Naruhina fans going crazy, and I just want to go ahead and post up that I don't hate Naruhina. I don't hate Naruhina. I have friends that do, but I'm not completely against it. I'm okay if they end up together. I just prefer Narasaku. I'm more of a Narasaku shipper than I am a Naruhina shipper. So instead of me being like, I'm the guy right down the middle, I'm trying to make peace between, no, I'm an Narasaku shipper, but I'm not gonna like go cry in a corner if Naruto and Hinata get together. I can see both of those being possible. And as much as people call Sakura useless, she's actually proving several times over in this war that she is not useless, and neither is Hinata. I think both are very, very worthy of Naruto's love and respect. So at this point in time, though, I'm really kind of rooting for Sakura, and it's mostly because Naruto's been trying his hardest for forever. I just want to see the poor boy succeed. I think that's more kind of a personal thing for me, is because I had, like, back in the day, I had those failures and successes where I felt like Naruto did, where, you know, I'm doing anything for this girl, what I wouldn't give for her to. So I think in a way it kind of like fulfill my childhood wish, or, you know, and I also think that's part of the reason why I can relate to Hinata. But I honestly see Naruto and Sakura getting together more than I do Naruto and Hinata. And moving on to that point of going further in the manga, this is where I start going into my theories. I want to know if you agree or disagree with me on this. There's been a lot of rumors lately as to whether Naruto is going to about Naruto ending this year. We are in June now. We're almost halfway through the year. It is highly unlikely, judging by the content of the manga, that this series is going to end this year. I don't see it ending this year unless the Kaguya arc wraps up like in the next 5 chapters. which I don't see it doing. I really don't. And I think it would be really, really crappy if it wrapped up in 5 chapters. That it just seems like we've introduced this new villain, and stuff seems to be getting more out of hand. Um, and I have a feeling that there's going to be another element that we don't know about yet that's going to pop up in like the next chapter or two. That's going to make this, because right now there's no real incentive for me to jump onto this battle. It's like, okay, so Kaguya showed up, and she's the true form of, like, where she's the true form of the tree or chakra or whatever. Like, she's the founder of all this. She's the mother of the Sage of Six Paths, and she shows up and just puts a hand through Madara, and you're just like, okay, Madara just got pwned. Is this a good or a bad thing? You find out it's a bad thing, but suddenly, okay, everybody's trapped in this dream world. And I just find myself going, is that really a bad thing? But, and yes, before anybody posts, I know that a Scanlation chapter is already out and available, and that probably a lot of you have read it. Don't post those spoilers in, guys. Let's just try and keep it official. That chapter will be out Monday. It's Thursday today. You've only got like 4 days left to wait, if that. So please don't post spoiler about Scanlation stuff, guys. We're trying to work with the official groups. But yeah, I think that something else is going to have to be brought to the table in order to get me invested in this new fight with this new villain. And Kishimoto is usually pretty good at doing that, and he usually does that within, if not the very next chapter, then the chapter after that. He's usually good at, like, okay, here's a new villain, and they raise the stakes. So I want to see how they raise the stakes to the point that I'm like, oh my god. The big issue that I have right now, especially even if they wrap up everything with this new villain and new battle and everything, which, please God, do not end it in 5 chapters. That would be ridiculous. Like, I need to see Naruto and Sasuke slowly gain the power that they need to fight her off and save everybody. But then after that happens, there's still the aftermath of the 4th Ninja War. How do you save everybody? What's going to happen to the ninja world after this is over? I have a couple of theories about that as well. First and foremost, I would love to see Naruto as the Hokage, even though I don't think that's quite going to happen. The other thing, even though it's probably the most likely of scenarios, I would also like to see, like, maybe Naruto being the first official Kage, like, of all the shinobi nations. Like, he is the one that the 5 Kage gather to and talk with. Like, he's kind of like the boss, It sounds so weird, but I could see Naruto in that kind of a position because he's gained that much trust from so many different people. The third option is that he just rejects this completely, and he just kind of he's on his own. He travels around now that he's become like the Sage of Six Paths. If he's able to have all the Biju inside of him, which I hope he does. I hope he gets all the Biju and becomes the Jinchuriki for all nine tailed beasts. And he, like, wanders around kind of just helping all the different nations with no affiliation to any specific one. Like, he was raised a Konoha ninja, but he leaves the village, but not as a rogue ninja. He just kind of, there's no other way to say it than he's like the Jesus ninja. That would be a thing, and a lot of people would probably have a bit of a problem with that because he didn't end up with anybody or whatever, and that may not be true. He could do that and still end up with whichever character you ship him with. At the same time, I just like the idea that even though he's traveling on his own, he's never alone because he has so many friends and allies. So it's kind of like that. Even though I'm on my own, I'm never alone kind of situation. And it is kind of melancholy, but I think it does ring an element of what Obito was saying about reality does suck. And I think that's the biggest thing that has been the theme of the Fourth Ninja War is that, you know, reality can be harsh and it can be painful, it can be cruel, and the whole war has basically been fought over, you know, should we just try and change reality or should we deal with it? And Naruto, I feel, is very much kind of in the whole we're going to deal with reality as it is, and I would love to see that. But again, that's just me. But the thing that I'm definitely looking forward to, and I'm glad that he's like slowly sowing the seeds for it, because you can definitely tell in some of the more recent chapters, there's a very clear line of difference between Naruto and Sasuke. Even though they're on the same side and they're fighting together, you can still see that there's a clear difference. And once the war is over, what's going to happen to all the Biju from Tales 1 through 7? I know Naruto has already said that he wants to save them, take them in and be their Jinchuriki. Will B be able to give up the Eight Tails? Because I can't remember if the Eight Tails is I can't remember if the Eight Tails got absorbed or not. I know that half of the Nine Tails did, and then they put the other Nine Tails half into Naruto. I can't remember if they took it from B. I think they might have. I'll have to go back and check stuff out. It's been a while, guys. I've been focusing too much on Fairy Tail and not enough on Naruto, I know. But yeah, I really want to see what that's going to be like. But I mean, at the same time, you know, Sasuke has his ideas about what should be done with the tailed beasts. He wants to kill them all off. He thinks that they're way too powerful, way too dangerous to be left in any person's hands. Like, otherwise we risk a repeat of what's happened here. I think that if they're not going to fight each other over the title of Hokage, they will definitely fight for that, because I see that being a much more concrete reason for the two of them to fight. And I honestly, I think the reason why most of us are sticking around for this manga, even though it's been kind of getting how do I put this? Because it hasn't been getting lame. Like, it has been getting a lot more interesting, but it just feels like slowly I'm kind of growing out of it. I hate to admit that, but like, I don't have the love for Naruto that I used to. I still love the series. It's just I'm just not as ingrained into it as I used to be. I think the reason I'm doing this is because the anime episode kind of reignited that love. So I've got that love and that need to talk about this stuff right now. But I definitely feel like the reason I'm clinging on to this manga so hard is because I want to see. It's like what round 4 or round 5 of Naruto versus Sasuke, because they had the hospital, Valley of the End, Orochimaru's hideout. I think that was the last time Naruto and Sasuke faced. No, the bridge. So even though technically I wouldn't really count the bridge, because all they did was technically just clash a Chidori and a Rasengan. But I guess if you want to count the bridge, the bridge. So this would be technically round 5. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to, because we've been building up to that, and I know we've all wanted to see Naruto fight Sasuke one last time, especially now that they're like freaking crazy powered up. Oh God, yes. But yeah, that is what I'm most looking forward to, and that is the reason why I don't think it's going to end anytime this year. Maybe next year, but I don't think it's going to be this year. Let me know what you guys think. Is Naruto coming to an end this year, or do you think it's going to hang in there for a little bit longer? Now, Kishi said that he was going to end it this year, but he's also made other promises in previous years that didn't happen the years he said them. Like he said, he was going to focus on Kakashi in like 2012, and 2013 was pretty much mostly Kakashi. So it took a long time to get to the Kakashi stuff. I think it started towards the end of the year, but like it didn't happen when he said it would. So I mean, there's a lot to get through to get to the stuff that he's talking about in the future. So I mean, I really don't think that it's going to end this year. There's just too much story you've got to finish, and it would be lame if it just kind of stopped midway through. You know, it's just like, oh, we won the battle, it's over. No one, that would be horrible. And Kishi, I honestly feel that Kishi is a much better writer than that. He's definitely a much better artist than to just be like, okay, we won the war, it's over, blah. Yeah, I just feel that he's a much better storyteller than that, and we've still got plenty of story to go through. I don't see this ending anytime soon. At least, no, not this year. Maybe next year. It depends on how long. I really want to see a really good long fight between Naruto and Sasuke. Like, I want to see like a 5-chapter fight between them, if not 10. Yes, I need a long, drawn-out, angsty fight. You hush. I don't care what you say. I want an angsty, long fight. Anyway, that is my discussion of Naruto. Again, I'm in trouble with the rest of the crew. This is my fault. So yeah, don't be like, hey, why was nobody else on? Because it's really freaking early in the morning, and for the people that aren't in the same time zone as me, they have stuff they have to do. You know, it's still pretty early in the morning. They're either asleep or they're headed to work. Because you know, I work at home. I don't have what you would consider a real job, so I can do this stuff. But unfortunately, I'm not able to bring a lot of them in because they have lives. And yeah, it's actually a lot more difficult to coordinate everybody at the same time, especially when our sleep schedules are off the reservation at times. You never know when one person's sleep schedule is going to be different from another's. All right, so yay, Naruto. Let me know what you guys think about it. What are you looking forward to the most? And again, if you want to check out the anime, visit crunchyroll.com/ftpodcast. That will give you a 30-day free trial, and it helps us out on the show. I am Natsu Dragoneel from the Fairy Tale Podcast, talking about Naruto. Isn't that weird? I know, right? That is it for us. Peace and love is not a good way to end the show. You know, I don't have anything to really end the show. Go to Arizona, watch the Fourth Ninja War live. Oh wait, nobody lives in Arizona. Nobody goes to Arizona. That's why it's happening. Just kidding, guys. If you live in Arizona, I love you too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say for this show. I noticed that we may have 1 or 2 visitors on, so I'm gonna check comments real quick. See if we got any live comments. If we do, I'll respond back to you guys. Wow, Google Plus, why are you being so slow? Come on, Google, come on. Google being super slow. It's just, yes, 1 person is watching. And that's that. Okay. Doesn't look like we have any actual comments, which I honestly saw that coming. But yeah, let us know what you thought, man. And check us out for the live show on Monday evening. I should have the anime and manga reviews up for Fairy Tail pretty soon. I messed up on one of the reviews for the anime. I think I did an episode twice. There's a lot of stuff that is just crazy around here, especially with like the new format of everything. So yeah, good times, good times. Let us know what you thought, man. And that's it for me, guys. I will see y'all later. Wait, comment? Do we have a comment? Oh, no, Daryl Green shared my screen. Kind of in the same feel with you with Naruto, but waiting for the final fight. Yeah, I think a lot of people, that's kind of how it is they're waiting for the same final fight. All right, that's it for me, guys. I will talk to you later. Peace out.